What's happening? Couples the way they game. Alker here at Big Kitty Games. Cats are awake. Sun is up. We're supposed to get snow last night, but we did not, and that's fine with me. Still on my first coffee. Slept in a little after being super tired from yesterday, getting up at 5. But doing good. Had a great day yesterday, day before. Been a good week. Today, I would like to get into programming stealth. One of the first things that I want to look into is if we can get a crouch animation of sorts going. I don't think crouch is going to be used outside of stealth, but But yeah, wonder if I have this somewhere. I'm trying to think. Crouch, sneak. Might have to buy something. But I don't think we need like an actual general crouch. That would be another button to keybind. And not really something that would be necessarily useful anywhere. So we don't really have like low-hanging things on purpose that the player needs to crouch to get through. I think specifically for stealth. And the other big question is, can we get some kind of a transparent shader going on? And that is something I'm not really at all familiar with. I'm sure it exists, but we're using a Unity multi-purpose avatar, which is pretty complicated in and of itself. Trying to specifically manage the shaders on top of that would be a bit complicated. Anyway, this is my asset import project, where I keep all of my models and other stuff separate from the main project. I just want to double check some of these animation packs. What's the matter, BB? Or, I think it's explosive. Yeah, there we go. Animations, not code. Animations, there's a bunch in here. Climb, crawl. That is an actual crawl, though. That's not what we want. Climb, armed, two-handed. I want to actually take a peek. I don't think there's any harm in showing this on stream. See if there have been any updates to this. Because the guy that makes these animations actually adds animations to them once in a while. It would be nice if they exist in there. Yeah, just updated a couple weeks ago. Let me see. How do I look at it? Ugh, this interface is just terrible. Yes. It reloaded the page because I clicked accept cookies. And look at this bar up top. It's just, why is this here? It's so bad. Anyway. It used to be really clean, compact interface. And then they changed it. And everybody threw their arms up and said, what are you doing? Stop. But they didn't stop. Oh, it's going to just open it over here. So I own these two. And let's see what the releases has. Big controller changes. I don't use the controller. Alright, these are not very good patch notes either. Let's just take a look at the package contents. And I don't think there's anything necessarily new in here. Okay, so don't think we're gonna find what we're looking for here. We can double check this one. It's not really movement related though. I do own this, and these are not even in folders. This is carry, cart shop. These are what we use for the gathering. Kneel. Push pull. Yeah, I don't think so. So let's see if we can find something. Pretty sure. Let's actually start browsing through here, because it's way better than this tiny little window. My sound's working right now. Okay. So let's see. Let's look at stuff that I own. Just the animations. Yeah, don't think so. Raw mocap data deprecated. Alright, let's go and look through the animations. See if we can't find some crouching stuff. This looks kind of cool. I know this guy's got quality stuff. Mega Animations Pack, 50% off. Oh yeah? I think I've looked through these quite a bit. It's always nice to have more animations just to choose from. Crouch and crouch walk. They do exist in here, so I'll leave that one open, even though it's $50. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Archer, mage, dance, melee, soldier, throwing, villager animations. What's that? Oh, is that crafting? It might be useful. Our current, and I should update the, why does this, so bad? What is this? It's a button? Ugh. I'm thinking I'm going to update the crafting animation pack. Actually take a look at... Oh, this says not changed. The... Whatchamacallit? Tree chop? Like here it looks like he's trying to hold something. In Solace crafting it just looks really bad. Oh, I've tried to position the axe repeatedly. Let's see, crafter animation pack. I wonder if it's because I have an old version or what. See how his hand is way over here? I guess that's just... maybe it's outdated? I'm going to try and bring that one over. Let's do that right now. See what that does. No, it still looks like that. Wonder why that is. How do I... See, his hands is just way off there. Works for this guy though, huh? I'm supposed to be able to drag an avatar in here for preview purposes. I want to say that I should be able to do this, but that's not working. But this has always been a problem. This left hand goes way out of bounds there. Wonder why that is. Wish I were smarter with animations. Anyway, this might be interesting since it's included into this big pack here. Even if $50 is a bummer. Platform animation, what was this? I doubt that this has... Well, there's some neat stuff in here. But... well, there's climb, swim, wall jump. I don't know what sub is supposed to mean. Ninja. That's actually... might be a ninja thing. How random will weapon specs be? What's up, Jeff? I've never really intended for equipment to drop ready to use. Rather have like components drop and then have player crafting be a big part of it. Having said that, I do think it would be okay to have sockets drop, like runes and enchanted gems and stuff. I just really don't like the idea of like a big, powerful sword dropping off of a skeleton, you know? But trinkets usable for crafting. I do want to have... One thing we kind of started to implement was monster classes, and then the next step in that is monster traits, like in the Diablo games where you get, or Path of Exile or whatever, where you get certain champion mobs that have certain traits, and then to have those traded monsters dropping more random stuff, like runes and gems and rune and gem creation components. But that is a problem with the way that things work. Because we've got sword A, we've got sword B, we've got sword C. What are you kitties doing? In my old long-standing explanation of this system is if you can't sit in front of the keyboard, kitty, sorry. Sword A does 50 damage, sword B does 60 damage, then it's like you always should be using sword B. And I wanted to get away from this. Kind of my specific example of this was always World of Warcraft, where I always liked blacksmithing. And so, at level 4, you're blacksmithing, you've got a copper short sword. And then at level 6, you get a copper hammer. And the copper hammer is just always better than the short sword. So you're stupid if you don't use the hammer. But I want my warrior to use a sword. But it's like there's no good swords in the game. Like literally, there's no level 6 sword that you should ever be using unless you want to consciously do half the damage you could be doing just so you can use a sword. So I really wanted to get away from that. However, we did implement the wardrobe system already. So if you want to look like you're using a sword, you can still do that. But we did implement a bunch of skills that are based on whether you're using slashing or bludgeoning weapons. So it kind of defeats that. And it's still kind of not the same, even if like you're pretending to use a sword, that you're using a hammer. That still kind of rains on my parade personally. So the way that things currently work is that all weapons do the same base damage, and then you can upgrade your crafting skills. You can enchant And we want to be able to do temporary item buffs like sharpening stones, poison. We also have materials. And one thing that I want to do, but that we don't currently have, is that each recipe you know adds to your crafting skill. For example, well, so say there's, 15 swords in the game, and you find one that looks cool and you want to use it, so you're using it, and then you find another sword, but it doesn't look as cool as the one you're using. So you don't really gain anything by finding that new recipe currently, and with pretty much any game I can think of. So what I wanted to do was actually make it a part of the blacksmithing profession, or all the professions, that every time you learn a new recipe, you actually your knowledge in that profession increases, so you're better at it. So it didn't fit on one line there, but you find that third sword recipe, even if you don't want to use it, now if you craft your old sword again with your new enhanced understanding of blacksmithing, it gets a little bit better. Maybe this is 2.5 or something like that. Just to make it, just to give some kind of a reward, even if you don't necessarily want to use the hammer recipe that you find or whatever. And I actually want this to replace the schematic system, because currently we have people hoarding schematics, and filling chests up with them. Another thing that I'm considering is moving the schematics word system, which has prefixes and suffixes, to the crafting window, and actually making that part of crafting. So you don't, you can learn them from schematics. I kind of forget what they are, but Swift is one of the prefixes, I think. And so if you find a Swift schematic, you actually just learn that word. You don't have to hold on to the schematic. And then the word lets you further what am I trying to say? Specify, or kind of further complicate your item that you're crafting, if that word is applicable to it, at the cost of more ingredients, right? So this stuff is secondary, right? So when you're crafting the item yourself, you've got these choices, you know, and all of these choices when you are crafting it. And currently we don't have this, but I would like to add this. And then we do have enchants. We don't really have, or we do have sockets. We don't really have runes yet, is what I was trying to say there. And then temporary item buffs like poison, etc. So I don't plan to have random equipment dropping, like a ready-to-use sword of fire, you know, or whatever. But maybe I don't want to have ready-to-use items dropping off of monsters, but ready-to-use enhancements and crafting components instead, basically. So you could get a socket drop, you could get a rune drop, you could get some poison dropping off of a dark elf, and you could get schematics dropping that would improve your skills and possibly teach you new words. And we should probably have enchants and rune recipes, and we will have weapon recipes also that are drops. Basically, is how I am trying to go. We don't actually have any recipes again. Like, we've got schematics dropping, but you don't learn schematics. You hold on to them, and then you use them to begin crafting, which works, but it's currently a big source of clutter. So I'd actually, even though it would kind of complicate things a little extra by adding this to the crafting window, I still think that's cool. Just having the options to do things the way that you want them to be. You know, and in the future it'd be great if we had particle effects for some of these things going on and this and that. So yeah, that's how I have always looked at things and wanted to go, rather than having actual stuff drop. Good morning, Meanie. Wondering if I can actually search for stealth. Well, but this one has it. $70. I've seen that one a lot. No fighting, kitties. What are you doing? We got all 4 cats on the cat cam. It's a rarity. And Yumi's growling it. Are you looking at your sister? What are you doing? $33 pages of animations. This one's on sale too. Attack one. Move on. No. Is this the same one I just opened? Yeah. And pro set. Crouching sneaking. This one's pricey though. And he's got them all clumped up into big files. Let's see if we can spot it anyway. Let's get a little Tomb Raider example scene going on here. Yeah, that is pretty nice looking crouch set. It's a lot of money just for that. Just for that, though. I'll bet we can find a stealth specific set here somewhere. Yeah, I prefer warrior personally. Karate warrior. Ninja warrior. Let's see, the one that did have, I guess crouch is maybe what we're looking for. I wouldn't mind buying one of these. Explosive is the guy that does the other ones that I've got. But I don't think that's going to have what I'm looking for. Crouch and prone. Crouch and prone mocap with not great ratings. Crouching mobility pack. Attack, block, dash, ledge, move, range, stealth, forward, idle, roll, wall, stealth, forward, idle. Forward idle's really all we need. Let's see what that looks like, because again, this is where the rest of our animations are coming from for the most part. Where it's a very 45-second video. Which one of these is crouch? I don't think it was in there. Yeah, I like playing heavy armor though. Stealth. Oh, that's sheath. Whoops. I'm not seeing stealth anywhere. Honestly, we could just use this as is, since he's so hunched down. That's not what's going on here though, right? Is it? Is that the whole thing? I guess maybe it is. He doesn't have he's got idle. Did he have a walk? He's got a run. Yeah, he's got walk in here, so stealth must be separate. They're not, I don't see them listed here anywhere though, unfortunately. Targeting, rotate, jump, ranged, block, target. How are you supposed to preview this stuff? I might just buy this. There's some, I don't know what that was, but I don't know what that is either. And I don't know why those are ranged attacks. I guess he's throwing his star there. Probably won't have any use for the majority. Well, see, that's kind of cool. Can use some stuff like that. And good rolls. We don't have rolls in game. Probably will not. Some good... I don't know why he's only left-handing. It's possible. 25 bucks. That's not bad. Crouch and prone for 11 bucks with decent ratings. Not great ratings. It's pretty sneaky. Kind of slow, but we can speed it up. Price is right. We don't need crawl. Crouch walk 1 forward, 2 forward, 3 forward. It's not bad. That's a little spooky. Probably go with 3. 11 bucks. The hands are a little funky. The fingers are like fully open. I wish there was preview for this, but that's probably where we want to go with, I think. Seeing as we're already using a lot of this stuff. 27 bucks. That's not the kind of crouch we're talking about. Well, the crouch walk doesn't look too bad. Again, the fingers are open. I didn't see... Yeah, this isn't what we're looking for. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and buy this and we can try it out. Processing payment. And sold. Ugh, have to go back to this interface. It's taking up half of the window here. Bothers me. Clear filters. It's gonna show up right away. Oh. There's some real YouTube spam. I guess those are the ones were links eventually. Even though they didn't really look like links. Let me refresh the chat. I think I just open it. Yeah, there we go. Nobody likes that stuff. Anyway, there it is. Let's download it. I'm in my asset package. Not going to use all of those yet, but let's get the crouch one in for starters. I'll just put this in here, I think. Not crafting. Where do we put them? Here we go. Just figure something out, dude. Let me look at it. Not nice. There we go. Is he walking sideways? Doesn't look like forward. Might be the model that I tossed in here. Let's see if we can plug it into the animator. Always a complicated thing. We're going to want a new substate, I believe these are. Or is it no, it's just a blend tree. This is going to be our stealth tree. It's going to be 2D freeform Cartesian, something I think. I don't remember exactly everything for this. Let's see how the other ones are doing. Horizontal and vertical. And let's see, we're basically just going to have, I guess we're going to want to rotate them. We don't have it backwards, do we? And we can probably just reverse it. But for starters, let's just do forward. So, stealth forward and stealth idle. You'd think it could even, oh, they're choosing this guy for that, huh? Whatever. Do I not have these importing right or something maybe? Model, rig, animation type, humanoid, avatar. Why is he walking to the left like that? Let's double check how things have imported over here. Animation is a finicky beast. If you are not very skilled at it, like I am not. Stealth forward. I guess it's just because he's using this funky model. Oh. You can see the model facing forward this way. And he's walking to the left. So, translated to not that specific model, it looks like he's doing this kind of thing. And there's probably some words I'm not allowed to say on Twitch that I was gonna call this guy. Head looks stupid as hell. But it works with this guy. Yeah, this might be a refund. This is pretty clunky walk too. And again, the forward is oddly off. I'm curious how to get this. Well, corn. Let's plug it in and look at it anyway, though. See what happens. So we've got a stealth tree. Probably gonna need a stealth parameter. And in the event that we are stealthed, we're going to come here. In the event that we are not, we're going to go here. We're also going to do weapon type equals 1 to go in this direction. Let's see, ranged is weapon type 2. This is just a bunch of logic. People actually program stuff in here sometimes, not necessarily with animations. Weapon type equals 2. Hello? If we are stealthed, we want to go true. Likewise here. True. And I believe this is weapon type 0. Yeah. So if we are not stealthed, and we are weapon type 0, we go back to the idle tree. So currently we can't jump stealthed, but we'll fix that. Just want to see what this animation looks like applied to our character. Let's do a couple more quick things here. I want to make sure these aren't using root motion, but I don't think that is actually in here. So I think we're good to go. Oh, we do want to do this kind of stuff. And, you know, even if I end up replacing the animation, this logic will all stay the same, and I will just swap in the animations. So this is fine. Good. Okay, so now we just need logic for going into stealth mode. So let's see. Obviously you use the stealth skill. You go into stealth mode, that's fine. We can set that up. Going out of stealth mode, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Because there's lots of different ways you could leave stealth. And I'd want sort of an all-encompassing exit method somehow. I'm not planning to make stealth cost anything. Probably slow you down a bit is all. So when you're in stealth mode, you're at, 60% run speed or something like that. STCA stealth. Is it break? No. What is it? Return? No. Oh, yield return. No. What am I trying to do? Just break? No? What am I trying to do here? I don't know. So we're probably going to want a player mover variable for public bool stealth equals false. And when we trigger this, we're going to go client player mover dot stealth equals true. What am I missing here? Break, return, null. I mean, null works, but that's just a pause. I think it's just yield break actually. Yeah. So we're just going to set the bool true when we trigger stealth. So let's go ahead and set that up. And we can actually test it immediately. Well, let's see. We should probably make that a method, really, though. Bunch of multiplayer stuff. Yeah, we can go right after this. Let's do enter stealth. Yeah, we'll leave the stealth here. Stealth equals true, and let's go client.playerAnimation.animator.set bool. Int ID, no, we want string name, and it is stealthed with a capital S, I'm pretty sure. And we want to set that to be true. And let's go ahead and just build a public void exit stealth. And we're going to do the same thing in reverse. False, stealthed, false. So we'll call this when we get hit, when something notices us. And, you know, things like that. We'll actually want to be passing this to the server. So let's go ahead and just set that up anyway. Because it's something I'm going to have to do eventually. Command, void, command, enter stealth. Like this, and fingers are working decent today, not terrible. I had butterfingers yesterday. And we're also going to want to do I think it's going to be a client RPC. So we're going to want all people able to see this. So RPC enter stealth. And let's go ahead and do, yeah, let's move that down here. So basically, client is going to call this method from their end. They're going to ask the server to recognize that command, regardless of whether they are the server or not. This will get passed to the server. And then the server will say to all clients, including itself, including the server, including non-server clients, just going to send this out to everybody that has the player object in their world, go into stealth mode. So it's a bit of a weird chain of commands to go through, but you want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. And this is one way to do that. Just pass it through the chain of command. It's a bit redundant, you know, if you're in single player. You're going to tell yourself to tell yourself to tell yourself to do it. But it doesn't cost any, you know, performance or anything, so And you can add if statements in here and this and that if you really want to, but then you're doing that anyway, and it just kind of defeats itself. What was I doing? Player animation is set. Okay, let's compile that. Put the custom action on the actual stealth action. I could do that over here so people can see it. Skills, adventurer. Stealth. And I think stealth is currently a passive, so we want to change that to a usable. We could do a buff, but an attack works just as well, honestly. 200, stealth 2. It says work in progress is all, so let's see. Stealth allows you to enter into stealth mode. And do we want to have 5 levels for this? I think we do. Each one increasing your... Yeah, and then we can later on for rogue, we can have advanced stealth, which gives you even... lets you move faster and reduces your detection, let's say. So cooldown is 10 seconds, energy cost is 0, no actual requirements, doesn't do any damage or utilities, doesn't require a target, does not trigger any sort of effects, does have a custom enemy or custom action. It's going to trigger that bool logic. Its position is 505. And do I have an icon for this guy? I did get one yesterday. Adventuring, adventurer, stealth. Okay, looks good. So we should be able to trigger that now. And are we good to give it a try? We don't have any way out of it. I guess maybe we should do... let's have the button trigger stealth. Or what am I? Toggle. That's what I wanted. Toggle stealth. And if stealthed currently, we want to go exit stealth. Otherwise, we want to go enter stealth. And that should let us turn it on and off at least, manually. Trigger stealth. Didn't I change that? I must have not saved that. Save. Might make another coffee here in a minute. I think we're good to go. Let's reduce the cooldown and see if we can at least trigger the animation. Alright, kitty. Oh, we got the cat pile going, I see. Here's the odd one out. The poor female. Kitty? What are you doing? You don't want in on the cat pile? Mm-hmm. The stinky boys. How did I already... Do I have to like ban this person? Hide user on this channel. Reported. You'd think reporting them would, you know, take care of that, but guess not. I think that got rid of them in YouTube. Yeah, I need to make some more merch. I don't think I have any skill points, to be honest. I don't. So I'm gonna have to cheat real quick. Let's save, because I'm gonna forget that I did that. Stealth. 19 meter teleport. Where's that coming from? Do these all have that? No. How come this one says teleport? Well, a bunch of these do. I need to fix that. Huh. Anyway. 8. I'm stealthing, and I'm not looping. I'm moving. And I'm not looking too weird to the side. It's a little... I can, you know, and I can rotate these animations as long as we can get it to play. I probably just didn't set it to loop. Is all. Or something like that. Because I am terrible at animations, if you didn't notice. Forward, where are you? Loop time. Apply. I have seemingly left stealth. I think it reset the... Okay, so once is going to take me out of that. Animator resets when you mess with it. Now I'll go back into it, and my legs are going sideways. That's pretty funny. I think I can rotate this, though. It still looks silly, but it's mostly just because I'm moving so fast. So let's try and rotate this to get it... Let's see. I think just 90 degrees, right? Brute transform rotation, body orientation offset minus 90. Meow. Brute motion node, none. I might have done that backwards, but we'll see. I should have, I did say meow. My cat said meow, sorry. She saw a bird. Meow. Sleepy kitty. It was supposed to snow last night. I think I already said that. It didn't, though. Peepy's got his foot over his eyes. Love when they do that. Bibi-chan. Not Yumi-chan. Let's learn the skill. Put it on the bar and save again so we don't have to keep doing that. And now my head's wobbling and I'm looking to the side and I look stupid. Yeah. That's funny. You know, and there's definitely ways I could fix this, but honestly, I think I closed all those other windows, didn't I? That $11 one. Meow. Actually looking pretty good right about now. This one looked better than that, didn't it? And that pack that I bought had some interesting attacks in it anyway. Yeah, we were looking at these ones. I think these are going to be what we're looking for. There's probably some silly little thing. Let me actually let's see. I'm going to take a little picture of this here. And I'm going to ask the Unity community if I'm just doing something stupid. Because I probably am. But I'll do that later. Anyway. Ugh. Hate this store. I'm going to say that 10 more times. What's up, Vizaresh? How's it going? I did not look at what folder this went into. Now I gotta go find it. Crouch and prone mocap, hopefully. Okay, there it is. Animations, crouch, idle. That looks pretty normal. Crouch, walk, 1. That looks like kind of stalker. Oops. Looks even worse. Wasn't there 3? Oh, this has all the different animations in them. Okay, there's 2. Wasn't there 3 in the video though? Lay down, get up, prone, crawl, stand, sit, crouch, and examine. Where'd the 3 go? I liked the 3 the best. Crouch, walk, turn left. Anyway, here's our forward. Yeah, that looks pretty good, and we can speed that up a little bit. So let's bring crouch walk 2 and crouch idle over. We are programming stealth, setting up stealth animations, stealth logic. Haven't gotten into detection and stuff yet, still just trying to get the animation in and out, triggering properly. Let's go back to here and replace these. Oh, doesn't look like it brought those in properly. You can see here it's got the 3 different clips. It didn't import the clips here though. What's up with that? Unity. You don't know how to do that on your own? Not nice. You're gonna make me import the whole thing just to get these? Is there something different here? Animation compression, optimal. It did not bring those in. Well, that's totally unusable. That's a bummer. I guess I won't do that. We can just import directly into the project. See, I'm not very good with animation importing or controlling or any of that, so I don't know why it would do that. There might be just some button you need to click that people that know what they're doing know what they're doing. But all I really need is that stuff. I don't need the demo scene, the floor, the materials, whatever that is. That's the dude. Don't need the controller, any of that. And I don't need you guys either. Just want the walk 2. I'll bring walk 1 in. Why not? And now it's got the clips. Okay. I don't know why it didn't give me those in the first place, but walk 2 forwards clip. I want to make sure that that's looping, but how do I, yeah, okay, walk 2 forwards, that's looping. Okay, we should be good. So back to the animator. Walk 2 forwards and crouch idle. And let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go grab a coffee packet. I'm going to show you my coffee too. This is how a lot of people drink coffee in Japan, and I don't think I've really ever seen this in the States, so I wonder how it is in the rest of the world. It's just this little pack, and, you know, it's airtight, and then there's a little packet here that is just like a little bit of cheesecloth, and it's got fresh ground coffee inside there. And then it goes on my cup like that, and I pour boiling hot water into it. And you get coffee. Yeah, you know, it's not, I shouldn't say fresh ground, but it's ground coffee, and then airtight seal, so better than your jar that's been opened 15 times, but, you know, it's not fresh ground. I shouldn't have said that. But very tasty, and there's, of course, you know, many different flavors and all of that. Okay, this is working. The feet are crossing one another, which is terrible, and it's way slow. Again, my character's just way too fast because I've unlocked speed. But this one too actually looks pretty horrible. I think that is the speed settings. I need to leave and go back. So we're going faster anyway now. And we can sync that up to the whatever the player speed is. Why are my legs going right in front of me though? It's just so bad. But as we have established, I'm terrible at animations. So it's probably my fault. When we look at the original file, let me pause this real quick. Make sure I don't die. We were looking at this one, right? And here, the feet are going right in front of one another, in any case. Perhaps why this one costs $10. Let's see if I can tell if it's doing that. It's definitely not doing that in the demo video though. The feet, I'm using walk 2 forwards. You can see that the feet are not colliding. So, is there a way that I'm supposed to be specifying the avatar for use, or, something like this? The rig. Create from this model. Good day, Brian. What's happening? Muscle settings. Leg stretch. I have not messed with this stuff before. This is kind of cool. Can I... Like, what's going on here? Can I change... this stuff? Yeah. I'm gonna research this stuff on my own, because this is embarrassing. No, I'm just, I'm kind of... It's gonna be slow and unexciting if I spend the next hour doing this. Create from animation. I'm stuck in the avatar configuration. I would like to leave avatar. Oh, done. There we go. Create. You mean the plus button? Yeah, I've yet to spend enough time learning how to properly control animations. But I'll look into the muscle settings, and some of this and that, because I'm pretty sure it has to do with the rig, and some things, but it's just a visual problem. Let's get the mechanics working first. So we are at least, we're going into our crouch mode. The speed is funky. We don't have left and right set up yet, but that's fine. So we know that we're in stealth, at least visually. So let's we should probably be limiting the speed, because that's a must, and it looks really bad when I'm not doing that. So, Yume, what are you doing? I gotta finish making my coffee too. What are you doing? She's digging under her house. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can mess with this stuff and fix stuff up. I don't see a preview, unfortunately. That'd be really nice if there was like a model I was looking at while I was messing with this, so I knew what I was doing. But I'll study up on this stuff later and try to get things looking better. For now, what do we want to do? We want to do movement speed reduction. So I don't think that goes through player mover. That is our rigid body controller. No. Let's see. So many things to keep track of. Probably the way I'm going to want to track that down is the actual run speed stat itself. There are a lot of stats as well. Run speed. Where are you getting passed around to make it so that the player actually moves different? I don't actually see that you are doing that anywhere. Well, this is likewise embarrassing that I don't have a perfect memory of the 230,000 lines of code that I've written over the past 4 years. there is also the player. No, I wanted to say it was passed through here, but this is just camera stuff. There's also yeah, it should be on the rigid body controller. But there is a point. Yeah, here's most of it. So handle input, if we're getting forward, currently writing equals null, nothing's open. We're getting our forward inputs. We are multiplying our move Z and this and that, and the final speed should be altered somewhere by our run speed that I'm not finding. But I don't think that I have a specific separate value for that I'm holding. Run speed, I do have this guy, and okay, I guess this is what it's probably doing here, huh? Which means that I'm just going to have to do one of these, but this will show it to me anyway. Harvesting, no. Main combat, no. Player manager, no. Attacking, harvesting, projectiles, skills, none of the skill stuff. Stat UI, custom actions, no, I didn't see it. I'm expecting, oh, there we go. No, combat math. Get final run speed, is that what someone's calling? Player stats, float speed, custom character controller run speed. Okay, so this is where we're setting it under player stats when we, okay, that makes sense. This is the recalc stats method, looking at all of our enchants and equipment and passive abilities and skills, and at the end of that we are setting our actual speed on the custom character controller script that I was looking at. However, if we go into stealth mode, I guess this is where we'll limit that. Run speed, enchants, and all of that should probably still affect stealth speed, right? I think so. And one thing that we want to do here too is alter the run, walk animation speeds based on our run speed, values. So that's definitely one thing I want to do, and it's basically what we're trying to do with the stealth too. But somewhere in here, player control check for stealth. So that is right here. No, where did we put that? Player mover. So client.player mover stealth should have that ready for us. And basically, if we are stealthed, we want to reduce our speed let's just, go 50% for now, and we'll improve that as we go. So I'll just multiply it by 0.5 before it gets sent to this stuff. And let's go ahead and make sure that we are... Where's those methods we built? Let's make sure when we enter and exit stealth that we recalculate our stats so that our speed gets updated. So... I'm thinking it would be better if our animation stuff that we're currently not doing was being passed to multiplayer clients as well, because you want someone's run feet speeding up if they're running fast, regardless of whether that's you or not. But that's this, not necessarily this. But I do want to do that at some point. So if we are the local player, entering stealth mode, what was I doing? We want to limit, we want to trigger a stat recalc. Client.playerstats dot recalc stats. Do I have to call that? I think actually there's, I don't know why it's in inventory, but stats need updating equals true. This will trigger that recalc in the next update loop. Because you don't actually, if you call it directly, you can end up updating it multiple times per frame, and that wastes power. So this just queues it up to be checked, and even if 10 people call this, it'll only actually happen once next frame. So if we've entered stealth or left stealth, we want to make sure we're running through this method to update our speed once more. So now if we are stealth, we should have half speed. And again, we're not yet updating the animation speed, but our movement speed should be changing. So let's go ahead and try that. And while it is loading, I'm going to finish making my coffee because it's still... I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, I just, paying attention to the computer. Alright, so again, I'm all fast because I've got run speed unlocked, but if I go into stealth, yeah, so I've got 50% speed now. That looks a lot better, even though my feet are still crossed all funkily. So we know that we're in stealth, and we can leave stealth, even if we don't have like an invisible shader thing going on like you would do in a lot of games. So let's program some logic. So monsters have, and animals are included in this, a method that they go through called sense, where they basically check a sphere around them within 15 meters. They check against all of the colliders, and it's only in the player mask, so they're only looking for players. And they check against all of the hits that they make to make sure that they are greater than 30% directly in front of them is, I believe, what this means. Dot math is a little weird, but basically greater than negative 0.3. I think that's actually, I think it's 1 to negative 1. So negative 0.3 is 30% beyond 180 degrees or more. So, you know, they can't see directly behind them. That leaves 70% in both, 100% behind them would be directly behind them. So then there's 70% left and right, I believe is what that means. Basically 0, it would be directly left or directly right. 1 would be directly in front of you. -1 would be directly behind you. So they're actually they're seeing more than 180 degrees in front of them currently. And then they check to see if they can actually hit you, like there's not a wall in front of you. And then they double check to make sure that if they see multiple people, they will grab whoever's closest for aggro. And they will also check your level to make sure that your level is less than or equal to their level plus 15. So if you're more than 15 levels above them, they won't aggro on you. So if the player is stealthed, we basically just want to increase or decrease the distance the player needs to be to get noticed. So if hit distance is less than distance, I think we can do this right here. We could do it before the raycast even triggers. But I don't think we will. Let's do and we'll put this in parentheses because first I want to say, so assuming that has passed, and and I really should do if hit. We wanted. I feel like I should say hit does not equal null. I don't think that's ever errored. No, it doesn't want me to do that. I feel like I should be doing that though. But I guess hits are special and they don't need that. Because we're not initializing the hit. And then if the raycast were to fail, But I guess it knows to at least populate a dead hit. It's never errored, like I say, just from a programming perspective, I feel like I should be checking that, but I guess not. So if the hit distance is less than the distance we need, and I guess, yeah, we need to do it after the client. So if the client is not null, and we want to add an extra step of logic in here, I guess we can check the player first. We'll just totally ignore them if their level is too high. But also, if the client.playerMover .stealthed if they are stealthed, then yeah, and hit.distance equals less than, say if you're stealthed, it drops down to 5 meters. 5 meters is still pretty big. But, I mean, you're really just there walking around. I'll move it down to 5. So, if you are stealthed, there's a lot of steps of logic here. I'm confusing myself. If you are stealthed and the hit distance is less than 5, then this will pass. But if this is calling for an and you are not stealthed, this will just fail right out. So we can't really put that, we can't cram it into this block just because we want to. We have to do a second block. If client does not equal null, and client is stealthed, and the hit distance is greater than 5, in that case we want to just get out of here, continue. We'll go on to the next hit, or stop messing with this guy. Because he's stealthed, he's greater than 5 meters away. I think that is good. And let's also say, and how about we do hit distance is greater than 5, or the dot is greater than 0. So we're going to actually reduce their field of vision a little bit too when you're stealthed. So you can come up beside them easier. It should be good. Then of course the main reason for doing this is the distance is only true if it hits. Like, if it doesn't hit, is the distance going to be infinity, I wonder? I'm just going to look that up real quick because that's kind of bothering me. If true is returned, hit info will contain information on sales recast hit. Distance from the razors in. What if this is empty though? That's just, I'm really curious about things I've never actually looked at myself. So this is going to spam the console, but I'm just going to put it in here for testing purposes. Raycast hit, hit 2, and then we'll do if physics, this kind of thing. Just making some stuff up here. Don't actually care about any of this. Let's just say though, Ray 2, hi kitty. Out hit 2, blah blah blah. Do I have an empty mask? Non, null. There's plenty of monsters that will be spamming this that won't hit anything. I'll just turn it down to 1 and ignore. So this is going to fail a ton, and then I'm going to debug log hit 2 dot distance. I'm just curious what that's going to print out to the console, and I'm not using the console anyway. So anyway, good to understand how stuff works. And it's always good to test it out yourself, you know, rather than just believe some blogger's thing. If you just write something up quick like this, you can test it yourself, so no big deal. So anyway, let's see. Let's add a debug here, actually, and we're going to get all this spam, so I'm not actually probably going to be able to see this, but just, you know, for future purposes, let's say player sensed but stealthed ignoring. So that means we've made it this far. The monster has found something it should be able to see, but since the player is stealthed, it actually did not see it. So we can test that out as we go. Let's get this to fire real quick, just so I can look at that, because it's bothering me. I don't actually know the correct answer for what this is going to print out. I'm assuming infinity, but we'll see. And what else do we need for... So yeah, the main purpose for programming stealth is because, well, you know, it is nice to be able to backstab stuff easier. But we also have the ambush skill, which I think is going to need some special logic that does extra damage if you're attacking while stealthed. This is a funky gray screen it went to while loading, but probably just fluke. Distance is 0. Okay, so I mean, if we hit something, so again, this is the monster trying to make sure that it can actually see the player object without like a wall or something being in the way. it throws a raycast, and if it hits something and the hit layer is not the player layer, then it stops running logic on the collider that it has sensed. Meaning it hit a wall or a rock or whatever. But if this raycast fails, I mean, it basically should be impossible, because we're already only working on things that we've sensed within 15 meters. We're then casting our raycast using 15 meters. We are actually casting it from 1 meter above the position that we did the overlap sphere test. So it is possible. I could kind of, just to be safe, add vector 3 up here as well. So that will make sure that these values are originating from the same position. In which case, if we've hit something 15 meters away, there should be no way for this raycast to fail. But what I was testing here with this 0 is, in the event that it does fail, like it didn't hit a player or anything for some reason, the hit distance would be 0 because it didn't hit anything. So this will properly be initialized just by the method itself, but it'll be initialized as empty, which is basically 0, so that it'll pass the distance check. But again, it should be impossible if they're going from the same thing. I just don't like that this defaults to 0 in the event that this failed. Shouldn't be able to fail, but you don't like to say shouldn't. You know, it's like, if there's any imaginable, you know, minuscule possibility, I'd like to account for that, but yeah, it's extremely improbable, but I don't want to say that it's impossible. I guess I could do, let's double check that, since this one has failed, let's do hit2.transform. This should be null. Again, this is totally irrelevant to the whole stealth thing. I just don't like... How many times do I gotta ban this? Why does banning this on YouTube not work? Hide user on this channel is what I'm clicking on. The user's messages will be hidden. But they keep showing up. I don't know. I don't mind moderating it. It's just I've already like banned this name like 4 times today. I don't get why that doesn't work. YouTube. Figure it out. Brian says you can always do a check to make sure that your hit collider is not null before that if you feel happy with that. Yeah, you know, if that's like basically what I was getting at here. If the collider or the transform, or is transform not what I wanted? Hit.collider. The hit.transform is going to just be the transform of the collider, right? Just like a triple check to make sure that I'm not hitting air. I'm kind of a perfectionist like that. Like I say, it doesn't matter, but let's see what this prints out. It should print out null. And it's giving me empty, so I think that's its way of expressing null with, and I didn't add a toString to that. Still would have preferred it actually said null, but anyway. Yeah, I think you're right, Brian. Sorry for deleting your messages. But let's say if hit dot collider that was hit transform, the transform of the rigid body or collider that was hit. That's probably slower than collider, so let's go with collider. Hit, oh, there they are again. What is the deal here? I wonder if they're actually watching me and laughing at me. Okay, let's try the timeout for you, Mr. Porn. Put user in timeout. And it didn't even say anything. But if the collider was null or empty, you're going to try and call a component that does not exist and may go into a gray area. Yeah, exactly. So I just, you know, it's almost impossible for it to happen, I believe, since we're doing, it's just a distance check within a distance check that's already passed. But just to be safe, we'll add if hit collider does not equal null. So if this fails, we'll just continue the loop and carry on. Anyway, so now we want to look. I'll get that compiling, and we want to look for yeah, I don't know how that stuff works in YouTube. I don't think there's anything wrong with me showing this. I've just got chat over here, and I can right click on people and do report, remove, timeout, or hide user. And I did report like 4 times, and I did hide user on this channel a couple times, and just now I put them in timeout, so I don't know. Was timed out for 300 seconds though. That's silly. That's just gonna come right back. I don't know. I'll have to look that up too. There should definitely be some way to ban people. You would think. Hide user on this channel doesn't ban them? Like, confused why that's not what that means. But I don't know. Minor nuisance. We're all adults. Don't click the links. So yeah, we're going to check and see if we can get close enough to a monster to get them to sense us, but then fail their sense check because we're in stealth mode, basically is what we want to do. Yeah, maybe I have to go to a moderation tab. It's cool. I'll look it up. I'm sure there's a whole detailed guide on how to do it. I've just never looked into it because it's never really been a thing I've had to worry about. I must be getting famous. I'm getting spam. Yeah, the name doesn't do anything. There's the 3 dots next to their name, but there's no ban button. Maybe I need to make myself a moderator? That seems silly. Yeah, I'm already a moderator, so I don't know. Again, no big deal. Let's see. I'm now level 51. So we need to go out somewhere comparable to get guys to aggro on me. And there's a goblin over there. So I'm going to go into stealth. And let's see if we can get within his vision, but not within 5 meters. So yeah, player stealth, so he's ignoring us. So that's cool. So the sense checks are working. We don't actually know how to leave during an attack or anything yet. I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna kill this guy and save where I am. So we don't have exit stealth logic set up yet. Where was my Solace? There it is. And we don't have ambush set up yet. Now that this is in, I'm probably going to make some more skills for this, honestly. Surprise attack, stun chance on backstab. But these are, it makes it easier to pull these moves off since you're stealthed. But, the only one that actually is improving damage or anything is this ambush ability. We don't actually have that programmed yet, so let's program that. More spam. Yeah, I'll look into that later. It's only 45 minutes to lunch. I'm not going to worry about it right now. There's got to be something I'm doing wrong. Anyway. So let's get ambush working. But again, that is the only skill that actually cares if I'm stealthed or not. Even though stealth makes it easier for you to get the backstabs and all of that off. I feel like that's still a little bit lackluster unless you're going for the ambush. But the ambush is strong. It's 3x. Oh boy. There's that 300-second timed out, I guess. I mean, oh, their name doesn't even fit in my chat box. There you go. Take that, spammer. We don't even know what you're linking to. Yeah, that's really weird that YouTube isn't blocking them. It's really distracting me. It shouldn't be bothering me. I might just go to lunch early and look into that. Does it bother me? What were we doing? Ambush. Let's just get ambush working real quick. It'll only take a few minutes. We want a skill template for adventurer. Ambush currently is just your... Yeah, this isn't set up. It's just a passive. So this is one of the last skills we've got to do. So we want to make it an action. Okay, I wonder if they're actually here and messing with me. Dun, dun, dun. Should be blocked. We'll see. I think I figured out how to ban them anyway. Oh. One of the cat beds fell. You alright, kitty? I do that once in a while. Are you alive? Block a commenter. Hide user from channel. That didn't work at all. So this page is garbage. How to block YouTube channels. Hi, kitty. You alright? You get stuck? You made it out alive? Like literally this page didn't work at all. I was doing that. Hide user from channel. Anyway, I think I blocked them. If not, I'll probably just... Oh, is that what's going on? They're making an... Oh, that's their name. That's not their comment. They're going out just making... It's probably just a bot. I didn't even notice that. And I scroll up and look at that. And my streaming software too would be nice if, you know, there was some way to filter it, but I don't think there is. Multi-stream. It's a whole profession, you know, to get your Switch box, get all your flashy look at me things and sound effects and all that, and I'm just kind of not really that invested in any of this yet. Would be nice to be an affiliate to kind of unlock some of that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'll read up on that a little bit more later. Anyway, so let's copy a action, ambush 2, and I'll just copy the description here and the name, even though I can actually type ambush myself. I got a kitty on my lap now. Poor kitten. Fell off his bed. And this is going to be 705. And the cooldown and whatnot are not set up yet. So let's see. This is probably like a 30-second cooldown-y. It's a big attack. From stealth, energy, 10. Needs a melee weapon. Does physical damage, uses both hands, can critical. I'm not going to check backstab because I'm going to add specific logic to it. One target, required target to trigger, good. Okay, so let's make a new type of special skill called STCA ambush. And let's copy the basic format from somebody. Ambush. And we can get rid of this stuff. Yeah. Let's actually bring up, I think backstab has what we're looking for. So basically we want to be doing all of this stuff. I don't think I need this because we're going to actually trigger that anyway. I do want this logic though. So, you actually need the math for that too. So, the dot product of what we are attacking, it's actually a list of targets, but we should only have one, so let's go ahead and just do targets 0. Requires target to trigger, but, you know, again, I don't like, you know, it'll throw an error if something weird happens and we get sent an empty list. So if targets dot count is equal to 0 or targets 0 is equal to null, we'll just go ahead and get out of here. So assuming we do have that capability, we're going to use the target that doesn't sound... Oh yeah. So we're using its forward based on the direction that we're facing towards it. So we're trying to make sure that we are behind it, is what we're checking here. So we want to make sure that we are less than that 0.3. Basically, you can't do a full side backstab. 0.3 might be a little extreme. I'll turn that down a little bit more. And then we're going to do double damage if that is the case. But let's not do it like this. Let's do it like all of that gets set up, and then if we are in fact behind the target properly, we're going to take the attack holder and we're going to multiply that by 2 times equals 2. And what else? Likewise, we actually want to double check if we're behind. I guess we can add that in here. If we are also player mover, I keep doing mounts, player mover dot stealthed. In that case, we're actually going to be doing triple damage. Otherwise, we're just going to do double damage if we're not stealthed. And if we're not actually behind it, we're just going to do normal damage. So this should all work fine now, so long as we're using that guy properly. Surprise attack has a chance to trigger. That's just a passive ability, right? Stun chance on backstab, good. Bittersweet also. This is a backstab, but these are both requiring that we are actually behind the target. These are backstab abilities. We'll toss those up there, and we should be good. So now we just need to finish plugging that into the ambush ability itself. And we can go give that a try. Of course, we don't have levels set up for this. I think I'll change this to not be just static, and we'll actually have it be, multiplicative. So we need to make the scriptable object for ambush and add it to the special logic, and we're good to go. Let's get rid of the placeholder. I don't think that is ever possible, is it? Full kill assassinate? Like, if you do enough damage, sure, but you can't assume that you're doing enough damage to kill something outright. What if it's a champion? What if it's a hero? Coffee's already cold before I took the first sip. Nah, it's lukewarm. It's not bad. I don't mind cold. Again, I put creamer in my coffee, so don't bother me. I don't think I have ambush though. Adventure. Oh, we need a new icon for that actually. We're using calculated strikes icon, so that's not good. But I will learn it. And we need to fix that teleport thing too. I'll put it down here. And let's see if we can find, there's that goblin. Again, I'll go into stealth. And let's just note how much damage we do. It wasn't a lot of damage. That looks like it did not actually do what we wanted it to. I'm going to save though, so that I've got that on my hotbar. Oh boy, more spam. I'm just going to end the stream and go look that up. Figure out what I'm doing wrong here, because that's silly. I'm sure that's not. Do you have to be in slow-mo and, like, self-moderate that? Because it's nice being able to chat in real time with people. And this is obviously only a YouTube problem. It's obviously not affecting Twitch at all. But I do, but like, Brian's watching from YouTube. I don't want to have to mute YouTube entirely or anything. But I'll go look into that. It didn't look like the ambush worked, so I'm going to add some debugs in here and take a look around. Yeah, they're obviously just making throwaway accounts, and making a new name. It's probably just a bot even, that's just going through the process. But Brian says, take care, make sure to report them. Meanie says, maybe there's a setting to allow subscribers to live chat. Yeah, I think there's got to be, some really basic stuff like that I'm just not aware of that they're making use of. So I'm going to go get lunch. It's only 30 minutes early. No big deal. I'll figure this out, and I'll look into this kind of stuff. And I'll go look into that animation too, see if I can't figure out how to keep those legs from crossing. Because the animation itself doesn't look too bad. But yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Meanie, Brian, others that have been pushed away by the spam. I am using a third-party app that I probably haven't updated in a long time. But maybe there's all these plugins and stuff that I really don't know how to use. That there's probably I'm using like the default chat box, and there's probably advanced chat boxes that I should be using, things like this. So, like I say, one more thing to worry about. I would prefer really not to be spending hours researching how to be a competent streamer when, I should be developing my game. But there's probably some simple stuff I can look up and get into. So anyway, I'll try and get some of that sorted out before tomorrow, and just sign off for now and go get some early lunch. Thanks again for stopping by. I'll keep working on this stuff, and hope you guys all